Good evening, everyone, and welcome back here on my channel. It's been a while, but I'm still here, so welcome all. I promised you last time that I would tell about my down the memory lane where I was starting my career or my life after school with a fishing boat. And then I choose to move on and go on a sailor school to become an able seaman. And then I started this sailor school right after my graduation. So, but you know, it's hard for me to say this, but there's really so many things going on right now in my world and the whole world and everything, and it's kind of bothering me very much. So I don't see any point of me trying to motivate others when there's really so many other things to focus on for the world right now. It's no secret that we had all this Greenland thing between Greenland, Denmark, and America, and yeah, I don't know. But to me, it seems like it become more like a joke. I don't know what it is, but it got out of hand very quickly, and so there was a lot of drama around it, and and then also there was this lady that was killed by the ICE agent in Minneapolis 2 weeks ago, and then sadly, yeah, now it's 2 days ago, there was another one killed in Minneapolis. So I'm gonna tell more about that because I think I will dedicate this episode to just tell. It will come in my life story down memory lane, that the bond I have to Minnesota and Minneapolis. So, but I think it's time to bring it up now in both respect for the one that was killed 2 days ago and also for the killing 2 weeks ago, because it's so sad. It makes me sad. It's heavy on my heart. So to be honest, it really is. So I think that I will tell you a little bit about my first meet in with Minneapolis and Minnesota and what I feel about that state. So join in, and I will be back in a minute.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
All right, you guys. So I'm back. Yes, I'm still standing. I'm still here. So, and as I said, that it feels so pity that I'm sitting here talking about my life and how I overcome and survive things, all that. When there's so many other things to focus on right now. So I want to skip some part of many years of my life and go to we are in 2001, exactly 2001, yes, where I had my first with Minnesota and Minneapolis. So, by the way, I am Rolf Dalby. I am a former chief officer. So, and I welcome all of you to join my channel and listen. And if you like it, it's okay. I like that too. If you want to subscribe, you can do it. It's all up to you. I'm not here to gather subscribers or likes or anything. I'm just here to tell my story about my life. And as I said, this is a bit of a special one because it's not going to be very much about me, and that's good sometimes, but because I don't want to be in the center all the time, so it's good to tell things about others and places and that. And this episode is dedicated to Minneapolis. It's dedicated to Minnesota and the people there, because they are good people in Minnesota. They really are. I love them. I love all of them. They're so good. Yeah. Sorry. It was 2001, and my life was a mess at that point. I quit a job. I did not lose it. I quit myself. I was in a bad shape, and I just broke up with my girlfriend, and I felt pity about myself. So, and men are very petty when they come to that point. Yeah, I know. Just like the man flu, it is a killer. Yeah, nobody can survive that. It's worse than giving birth to a child. I will guarantee you that. So, no, I felt pity about myself. So, and I was drinking a lot, and it was a misery. So, and at that time, I had a friend that he was having epilepsy, and he had this chance to go to Minneapolis on a private hospital there, where they can make a surgery and remove some part of the brain, where that it should be where the epilepsy is starting, so they get the seizures. And so they remove that, and that should cure, not they are not cured, but it should bring down the seizures they have. So, and he had said yes to that. I think it was his sister's husband that was supposed to go with him, but in the last minute he pulled out. So, and you are supposed to have one to accomplish you all the way when you go there, and then they get the surgery, and then when to help you back, and also to be over there and help you with things. So he asked me if I could do that and take with him, and I don't think he believed that I would say yes, but actually I did. Yeah, I was in a misery anyway, so what the heck? Let's go to America. Yes, here we come. So yeah, I said yes, and he was so happy, so he could get this surgery. So we had some arrangement to do. There was something I needed to have some salary for it, and all this stuff, paperwork to get there, and it was nice there. It was easy. And then before I knew it, we were on the way. Yeah. And we flew over Amsterdam, so we kind of built on Amsterdam and then Minneapolis. And it was the year 2001, and we came there, and the first couple of days were just about we had a hotel room, and then he went to the hospital. The hotel was connected with the hospital, so you did not even have to go outside. You could go inside. It even had its own McDonald's. Can you imagine a hospital and a hotel with a McDonald's inside of it? So, and it was there all the time. You could just go, and you didn't have to go outside. That was cool. But everything is bigger in America. I guarantee you that. It was not my first time in America. I've been in New York too. So yeah, but I think also Florida I was in. So it was not new to me, but it was new that I was staying there and not just by ship. So it was cool. And the first days were happy days, where he just needed to go there to get some checks up before the surgery, and they made a lot of tests, and I had a lot of fun talking with people. I was a smoker, so I was always down smoking when I was at the hotel, and I met a lot of good people. I really mean it. I met a lot of good-hearted people. They really were so, polite and helpful with everything. So, and it was cool. Yeah. And then he had the surgery, and I think we were about to stay there for almost a month after the surgery. And then there can come some delays, and that was. But I didn't. I was not in a rush. No, I had nothing to come home to anyway, so I could just stay there. And I fell in love with that country. Yeah, it was great. I fell in love with the people, and I fell in love with the state because I think it was awesome. Yeah, it was the hospitality they had, and so friendly, and it was like the people I talked with when we were there. It was like I've known them my whole life. It felt so natural to just sit, talk about, and you open up for everything. And they did that too, and there was a children's hospital there too, where parents could come and stay at the hotel, and then when the kids was at the hospital there. So, oh my god! And it was sponsored by wealthy people. They donate money to it to keep it around and make people have this opportunity. So it was cool. Yeah, I liked it. I think they called it Ronald McDonald House, of course. Yeah, I can't remember that for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was that. So it was cool, and I was fascinated about it that even the people having a lot of money and that they donate it so other people that are not incapable of doing that can do that to be with the kids. That was so beautiful. Yeah, I liked it. But anyway, I felt so much in love with it, and I was so sure that I needed to come back and stay there and start, land of the dreams. And so that was the plan. Yeah, I even got. There was one working in the reception. They had an extra house. Yeah, I could stay there for free for the first period I was there before I got some money and started working and all. Yeah, I could that out. They were so friendly, and I loved it. Yeah, that was good. And I really got a very good friend working out in the recording room at the the hospital where my friend was, and she was sitting. They have video recording all night, so she was sitting, switching over, and doing all the stuff that the technicians do there. Oh, and I loved just sitting there talking with her a whole night about everything. There was not a thing we could not talk about. So that was cool. Yeah, I liked it. I really enjoyed those nights just sitting there talking. It was so cool. So, but anyway, it also was, as I said, in 2001, and yeah, we arrived in September. No, in August. So we were there on September 11. Yeah, I remember it like it was just last month. Shocking now enough because so many years since now, but I remember I watched CNN when I was laying in bed at the hotel, and I think I had watched Larry King at the evening, and I fell asleep. And the TV was always on, like it is in America. TV is always on, so yeah. And I woke up in the morning, and I was watching this TV, and then I saw that one of the World Trade Centers was on fire. I think to myself, oh my god, what Die Hard movie are they making now? But then I listened to it and they start talking about there was a small airplane crashed with the building. And I said, how bad luck can you have to hit one of the two skyscrapers that are pulling so high up, So, and I could see that was not a small airplane that hit it there. And just as I was watching it there, sitting and still could not really believe what was going on and tried to listen to it, I saw the other plane, second plane, come from the background and just smashed into the other building. And then I remember the text beneath the speaker changed from America is under attack. and I heard the speaker say it out loud, oh my God, America is under attack, so it was scary. And I went out for the hotel room there. I put on some clothes and just washed me up for as quick as I could to move out and to see what other was doing and go down and have a cigarette maybe. And you could see it in when you looked people in the eyes that something was very wrong, because they had these empty eyes where there were no feelings, no smiles, no nothing, and tears were running down the cheeks of many of them. So, and there were all the TV screens around in the hotel. You could see it was live TV from New York. So it was a very, very bad day, and it was a day that burned into my soul, that day today. So I went outside for a cigarette, and people that I did not know just hugged me and say, "Oh my God, this is awful." And I couldn't help myself that I started crying too, because I think that's a normal thing when you share the same pain and grief with others, so it becomes like that. The worst thing was that we could not get in touch with anyone in Denmark and say that we were okay. No, all phone lines were fully booked up, so there was no connection out of the country. And at that time we did not have just internet on your smartphone or anything to put a messenger. So no, that was before that time there. Yeah, I told you I'm old, so no, that was scary. And I remember that the hotel and hospital was uh, just outside the Minneapolis International Airport. So we always had plane taking off or coming in for landing right over the hotel, and it stopped just from every 2 or 3 minutes. You hear an airplane roaring on top of you, to just silence. And it was a scary silence, not very good silence you had there. And yeah, because they grounded all airplane and sent them away, all the other ones that were there, because so the only airplanes we had around us was fighter jets flying around, and even a couple of times the sirens went off, like they were becoming an airstrike against us, so it was, and they were evacuating I think, actually, I'm not sure, but I think that the veteran hospital where the guy that was killed the other day worked, I think that was evacuated. I'm not sure, but I think I can remember it was that, just in case. But they were afraid. All America was on alert, and I can understand that. So yeah, that was some meeting with Minneapolis and Minnesota, I have to say, but I'll tell you more just in a minute. Hang on. Yeah, and I can't remember. I think we were there for, I don't know, maybe it was late September. We had to go home. Yeah, because the flights were canceled for so long time. So, and you just don't take a car and go home. So, but they reopened it again, and I think it was late September where he was finished and ready to go home. So, and we did that. That was scary, because I remember it was Northwest Airlines, American company from Minnesota. It was a very good airline, nothing about that. But Yeah, I remember the suspicions before we went on board. We were picked out because we were Danish, so they need to check our footwear, and I almost had to strip off all my clothes just to getting searched all the way around. So, and then they said at last that, oh, you need to ride behind our ticket here we keep. The number we need to call if something happens. And I think to myself, are you planning on something is gonna happen? Because then I'll stay here. I'll just stay here in Minnesota. But no, that was just in a precaution, of course. Yeah. So, but the plan was I was going home and make sure all the arrangement, and then I will go back to Minnesota again. But I never did until later. But I know I came home and I I rejoined with my girlfriend that just broke up before I went. Yeah, and then a couple of years later, I got a daughter. So then I did not move to America. I always joke with my daughter and say to her, "Yeah, you were the reason why I did not go back to America. Thank you." Well, today I am happy that did not came true, but that's a whole different story. And as I said, I don't want to go there. No. I will just blabbering on forever about it, and no, but and she smiled and said, come on, Dad. No, that was the reason. Yeah, I came home and your mom got pregnant and I had you, so I couldn't leave." Oh, we had a lot of jokes about that, so it's funny. It's funny. She knows it's not true because I came back in 2001 and she's from 2003. So, but it was in the period just after you can in 9 months, and then yeah, so it was not that far away. So it could have been true. It could have. Let's say it like that. Yes, it could have been true. So, but it was not. No. So many years went, and we split up again, and Kimi became a weekend girl with her dad, and I got remarried, and oh my God, so many years went, and then I got divorced, and I had some I still texted with in the period there, but I don't think I have a chance when I was married to go there again, visit them. So, but when I got divorced last time here, I got reunited with the girl, a lady I talked about from the recording room, the technician there, and she was divorced too, and oh, there was a lot of things. So, but I managed to make a reunion and go back to visit Minnesota again, and that was lovely. Yeah, it was nice to see it again. I could feel it just before the plane landed and we touched down. I had this feeling in me. Yes, I've been here before. I feel it, and it was the same. Good people, helpful people, all the way around. So I enjoyed it. There are good people. It's so sad that things like that is happening in that state, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's revenge of just because the governor was with Kamala Harris and was supposed to be the vice president if they won the election. Or I don't know what Trump is doing with this. So, but it's sad. It's nothing like I see in the news today. No, there's nothing like that. I never knew. Yeah, of course they are in the right to protest about things, and if they do it peacefully, then it should be okay. It should be. And the thing about he had a gun, yeah, that is legal in Minnesota. You can wear your gun, and if you have a license for it, also if you're protesting, you can have it in public places everywhere. So it is the Constitution saying that. So, and maybe I know we think it's crazy because you did not have that kind of laws in Denmark, but it is the way they want. They don't want to change it. So So saying that he was using, no, I don't see that in any of the videos. That I actually see that he's holding his phone up and he's holding his hand up, so he's showing he's not gonna grab out for anything. But let's not discuss that. No, but it is sad. It makes me sad. It makes me heavy on my heart, and it makes me speechless. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. I've been very good for almost a year not to just start an internet war about anything, and the comment on anything. But that I think that the thing that triggered me most was that hearing that Trump was laughing almost about NATO soldiers that been on the side of United States and got killed. We have 50 Danish soldiers that's been killed in wars we helped America with, and I know he said that they were not in the front line, but they were. Many of them were in the front line. So, and it doesn't sound like much when you see how many from Great Britain, but compared to the people we are in Denmark, and 50 soldiers were killed, that is a lot. It is a lot. And think about the families. It must be so heartbreaking for them to listen that the president, that the husband, the wife, the mother, the sisters, the brothers, and whatever were soldiers were helping fighting for, just saying things like that. So that made me mad. I really got mad, and I said, before it was just jokes I made about him, but this time it really turned into real hate, because don't say. And then he said that they never ask for help. Yeah, no. How can you sit lying like that? Because America is the only country that had asked NATO about using the Resolution 5, where it said once for all for once. So they did that after September 11th. And we all joined in, said, yes, of course. And we put soldiers in there too and said, we're going to do it. We're going to stand by your side. So don't go out. But it's, no matter what you look at, everything he says is just lies. And sometimes I think he believes it. And the worst thing is that people around him in the administration, they are lying too to help him. So I don't know how they can sleep at night. If they sleep at night, they're not humans. No, I don't believe it. Don't come saying to me that they are humans, because a human cannot go to bed every day unless you are totally out of any kind of feelings and common sense in you. So, sorry, that was another part again. But I went there again in 24. Yeah. And that was nice. We were united. I had a week there and talked about old days and stuff, so that was kind of good. Yeah, I liked it. And I have a couple of ones that I text with still, so I have a bond to Minnesota, and I feel sad. That's it. They started, was it LA? It started, and then Chicago. They tried it, and now it's going on, and they have so many ICE agents there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know about any one of us know what's going on. So it's only the president that know what's the plan is about it. So, but it's sad. My heart is with them. It is, and they're in my mind, and I feel that with them. So I hope they will be strong. I know they're strong people. Oh yeah, and also last year there was the two working for the county. Or no, they were actually from the government there. They were killed too. So, and two others were injured. So it's, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Something is going on. Something we don't know anything about is going on. But so they have been through a lot of things. Yeah, and George Floyd too. So it's, They have been, and I think they learned a lot about that after George Floyd about the police. I got to admit, I met a lot of police officers. That was actually my dream to become a police officer there when I would return. So, and I met a lot of them, and they were so down to earth. But that was before George Floyd, so of course. But and I think that I don't think you can avoid that things like that happened also in police forces and that. But I really never heard any of my friends talking about that they are mean in any specific ways, or they that they are different to black people or white. They no, I didn't get that impression. I don't have that impression, and I don't feel like that when I was there. So, but maybe it's me. I don't know. I could have misjudged them, of course, but and it could have changed also. So, but I think they learned a lot about that story. So the police are more, but now the police are not even allowed to help with this. So they'll the ICE is going to investigate the ICE. That makes sense. Yeah, investigate yourself for doing so you can make sure that you get out of it and then tell the people and gaslighting them. So it's the modern world. I really see it's the modern world. They do that. So, but guys, that was that. That was a little off track story from my time I had in Minnesota, just because I had a feeling, I had a reason to say it today in respect of the people that lost their life. So, and oh yeah, and also I really the good thing to go to places like Minnesota is all the lakes they have. It's so beautiful, yeah. And you see the skyline with the Mississippi River standing up and all the lakes around it. It's so beautiful. It is a lot of mosquitoes, but it's beautiful. And you go, I think it was a Tuesday. It was so hot, and I was wearing shorts, yeah. And they said, "Oh, they predict snow." Yeah, yeah, yeah. In Denmark, if they predict snow, it started just getting a little bit colder day by day, yeah. I can guarantee you we got snow on the Thursday. So 2 days later, I was not in shorts and there was so much snow outside. So I got a little bit, but that's the inland climate. It's changed from this, not like here. It has to switch in small portions, but it didn't there. No. So, but it's beautiful. I don't think I will ever go there again. I think I have too much bad standing on my social media about a certain person there. So if they're gonna go, no, I don't want to take a chance. No, I'm not even gonna take the chance about it. No. And even if you delete it, it will figure out on the internet anyway. It will always stay there. And I think the tech bosses are killer companies. They are gathering in all information that we put up and post. So no, I'm not gonna take that chance. No, and I would really not recommend anyone going there to the football world championship. No, it's too dangerous. Go to Canada and go to Mexico. Don't go to America. Was it Vance that was saying that? Oh yeah, we could come spend our money there, but then we had to go home again. And if we did not do that, they will certainly make sure that we went home again. So I'm not into that. No. I'm not into that people disappear and then you sit in a jail somewhere, maybe on an island. I don't know. You hear a lot of stories. So no. I stay here instead. That's much better. Yeah. So, but that was a little different story today in this episode. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry still again. Once again, I'm sorry about the sound last time. I hope this one is good. So, and thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you want to. Also, put in some comments. You can comment about if you have been to Minnesota and what's your opinion about them. I guess it would be the same as mine. I don't know it, but I think that everyone loves Minnesota. It's a good place. So take care. Take care all in Minnesota. Don't take any chances. Don't do anything stupid. Stay low. Get low profile. I know it's not easy in time like it, but don't give them any excuses to do something bad to you. So stay safe, stay with your family, take care of them, okay? And take care of yourself. Also, all of you others from anywhere else in the world, stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. So we see again next time. I hope so. Take good care. Bless you all. My heart is with you, okay? Thank you.
I'd show you, but I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm too fucking blind.
Of course, I forgot something. That's the typical me, okay? Yeah, I forgot to tell you that one of the reasons that it really hurt me a lot to see the Twin Towers were hit by that and they fell was that in 1995, I was on the top of one of the buildings, so it was a so very sad moment to see that they were gone, and also all the people that were killed there and the stories I heard afterward. It was so heartbreaking. Yeah, but at least I was the one of those who tried it. I tried it to be there on the top as they still were there. But I also went back with my daughter to visit Ground Zero as they look today. And I will also get by that in my travel down memory lane. Sorry, I will leave you now so you can get my voice out of your head. If you're lucky, maybe it will still be there, so you will be listening to it all day long. You never know. I'm sorry about that if that's gonna happen. Don't blame me. No. Don't send any lawsuits or anything for my voice being in your head. No, that's not my problem. So, but anyway, this one here kind of cheering me up a little bit. So thank you for that, all of you. And again, this one was for Minneapolis. This one was Minnesota. This one was from all of you there in that state. I think about you. You're in my heart, and you will always be. So thank you for the time I had with you. So stay tuned and don't forget to get back sometimes to get my voice in your head.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.